You have to learn the rules of the game, and then you have to play better than anyone else. It should be possible to explain the laws of physics to a barmaid. You never fail until you stop trying. A ship is always safe at the shore, but that is not what it is built for. Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. Pure mathematics is, in its way, the poetry of logical ideas. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. The only reason for time is so that everything doesn't happen at once. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. It's not that I am so smart, it's just that I stay with problems longer. I believe in intuitions and inspirations. I sometimes feel that I am right. I do not know that I am. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. It occurred to me by intuition, and music was the driving force behind that intuition. My discovery was the result of musical perception. If I were not a physicist, I would probably be a musician. I often think in music. I live my daydreams in music. I see my life in terms of music. I cannot tell if I would have done any creative work of importance in music, but I do know that I get most joy in life out of my violin. The most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it's comprehensible. I believe in one thing, that only a life lived for others is a life worth living. All of science is nothing more than the refinement of everyday thinking. A human being is part of the whole, called by us universe, a part limited in time and space. I am enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. Only those who attempt the absurd can achieve the impossible. My passion for social justice has often brought me into conflict with people, as has my aversion to any obligation and dependence I did not regard as absolutely necessary. The supreme task of the physicist is to arrive at those universal elementary laws from which the cosmos can be built up by pure deduction. There is no logical path to these laws, only intuition, resting on sympathetic understanding of experience, can reach them. The most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious. It is the fundamental emotion that stands at the cradle of true art and true science. Whoever does not know it and can no longer wonder, no longer marvel, is as good as dead, and his eyes are dimmed. The greatest scientists are artists as well. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination circles the world. Genius is 1% talent and 99% hard work. The important thing is to not stop questioning, Curiosity has its own reason for existing. If we knew what it was we were doing, it would not be called research, would it? Black holes are where God divided by zero. Everything must be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. A clever person solves a problem, a wise person avoids it. We all know that light travels faster than sound. That's why certain people appear bright until you hear them speak. One thing I have learned in a long life, that all our science, measured against reality, is primitive and childlike, and yet it is the most precious thing we have. I must be willing to give up what I am in order to become what I will be. Once you can accept the universe as matter expanding into nothing that is something, wearing stripes with plaid comes easy. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. Blind belief in authority is the greatest enemy of truth. Love is a better master than duty. Where the world ceases to be the scene of our personal hopes and wishes, where we face it as free beings admiring, asking, observing, there we enter the realm of art and science. Unthinking respect for authority is the greatest enemy of truth. It would be possible to describe everything scientifically, but it would make no sense. It would be without meaning, as if you described a Beethoven symphony as a variation of wave pressure. Logic will get you from A to Z. Imagination will get you everywhere. It is better to believe than to disbelieve. In so doing, you bring everything to the realm of possibility. Although I am a typical loner in daily life, my consciousness of belonging to the invisible community of those who strive for truth, beauty, and justice has preserved me from feeling isolated. A table, a chair, a bowl of fruit, and a violin. What else does a man need to be happy? Why does this magnificent applied science, which saves work and makes life easier, bring us so little happiness? The simple answer runs, because we have not yet learned to make sensible use of it. Few are those who see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts. Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. I would teach peace rather than war. I would inculcate love rather than hate. It is not that I'm so smart, but I stay with the questions much longer. I believe in standardizing automobiles. I do not believe in standardizing human beings. The pursuit of truth and beauty is a sphere of activity in which we are permitted to remain children all our lives. The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. Science can flourish only in an atmosphere of free speech. What is right is not always popular, and what is popular is not always right. All religions, arts, and sciences are branches of the same tree. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. One cannot help but be in awe when one contemplates the mysteries of eternity, of life, of the marvelous structure of reality. It is enough if one tries to comprehend only a little of this mystery every day. A man should look for what is, and not for what he thinks should be. A question that sometimes drives me hazy. Am I or are the others crazy? There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. If you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it yourself. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. I speak to everyone in the same way, whether he is the garbage man or the president of the university. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. He who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe is as good as dead. His eyes are closed. Two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the universe. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. When you are courting a nice girl, an hour seems like a second. When you sit on a red-hot cinder, a second seems like an hour. That's relativity. A happy man is too satisfied with the present to dwell too much on the future. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. Love brings much happiness, much more so than pining for someone brings pain. Try not to become a man of success, rather become a man of value. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. The best way to cheer yourself is to cheer somebody else up. Valuable achievement can sprout from human society only when it is sufficiently loosened to make possible the free development of an individual's abilities. When you trip over love, it is easy to get up, but when you fall in love, it is impossible to stand again. Any fool can know. The point is to understand. The world as we have created it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. We have been endowed with just enough intelligence to be able to see clearly just how utterly inadequate that intelligence is when confronted with what exists. If this humility could be imparted to everybody, the world of human endeavors would become more appealing. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. Time is an illusion. The only real valuable thing is intuition. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. Fear or stupidity has always been the basis of most human actions. I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious. It gives me great pleasure indeed to see the stubbornness of an incorrigible nonconformist warmly acclaimed.